How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Montpellier career mode. We're on episode number 6 and this is the month of December, so the good news is we have got the January transfer window coming up in the next episode. We're going to have to try and hold on to some of our good players that have performed probably a little bit better than expected, and maybe make a couple of signings to improve our backline, as we have still been conceding a lot of goals, even though we are the top scorers in the league. We've got quite a leaky back line, even though we do play with 5 at the back. We head into the first game of today's episode. It was against Bordeaux. This is an interesting team they've got. They play a couple of players that are well known. Jimmy Briand up top and Udon starting on the right hand side, who scored 3 in his last 3. Costil, another player in goal who was pretty good, and obviously Laurent Koscielny, bit of a Arsenal legend, fantastic player when he was in his prime for Arsenal. I really enjoyed watching him. So they have some good players in there and some players that I did not have a clue about, like a lot of teams in this league, and it was a team that I was expecting maybe we could go ahead and win. That's why I fielded a slightly weakened lineup, starting with not our usual top front two, and also different backline and different midfield as well. Pretty much a very different team with a couple of players staying in there that were the usual suspects. But we did start the game off better. We had the better chances, and actually it was Bordeaux that would go ahead and take their chance, as in the 34th minute, Briand on the ball, puts it into Montez, he fools one of my defenders, Sambia isn't in the right position to block off the shot, and he goes ahead and puts that in the back of the net, and that was 1-0 to Bordeaux. Really poor defending from me, even with 5 at the back. I'm just struggling with defending in this game, and it's one mistake. You make one mistake, and that's it. You concede, basically. We did get one final chance in the first half, but Martial again just couldn't take it. Good save from Costil. I think that hit him in the face there, but a good save nonetheless. And we would go in at half-time. We'd go in losing at half-time. Really disappointing result. Considering the chances we had, I would deem we had the better of the chances. And it would take us until the 75th minute to get the best chance of the game from a corner. We're very, very potent from corners. We've got some big guys in the box, and one of them is one of our new signings, BORDEAUX. Signed him in the summer transfer window. 6'4". There's not many players that are going to be beating him to the ball. Koscielny should have been really doing a little bit better. He didn't even jump for the header. BORDEAUX was there first, and it's in the back of the net, making it 1-1. And we would get one final chance to maybe steal the game away from Bordeaux, and just wouldn't happen. Costil made a very good save there right at the death. Meant that Bordeaux would go ahead and save a point for themselves. Was it deserved? Probably not. I think we maybe deserved to edge that game. There were very few chances in the game overall, but I think we had the better of the chances. Bordeaux really had that one big chance, and it was a defensive error from me. And in the end, we were sort of made to pay for our missed chances, and we'd have to go into the next game hoping to pick up the 3 points. We would still go in unbeaten in 4 games, and that's always a positive to go into any game. We were looking to extend our unbeaten run against this game against Nice. Very good side. Kasper Dolberg up top. Atal. Dante for some reason starting at right back. I'm not 100% sure about that. I know there's a little bit of a bug sometimes about some players not always starting in their main positions. That's all. I believe that's also due to a run of fixtures where teams haven't had time to rest their players. So they're just playing players that are fit enough to play in those positions. From what I've seen after January, it does seem to get a little bit better from other people's career modes. So I'm hoping it's just occasionally we'll see that, and it's not the end of the world. Dante still played pretty well at right back, and I think actually the AI eventually moved him into centre back, and they made changes quite quickly, as you see there in that highlight. Dante was still playing in centre back, and they were sort of moving about quite a bit in this game. We were playing a little bit better in this game. Again, had some good chances, hit the post here with Laborde, and we would get one more chance here before the first half ended with Delors, and another good save by Benitez in goal, who I think in real life is having a really good start to his season, and showing that he is a very good goalkeeper in the game, and keeping Nice in it at half-time. However, in the second half, Nice started to get back into things as they got a chance here with Vorm, another good block from our defence. We started with the normal starting 11 in this game, a bit more of a stronger lineup, and it showed. We had some good chances. We put the ball in the back of the net in the 75th minute, but sadly it was deemed offside, as Delors was in an offside position when the ball was played. A really nice ball in by Suke, who I think when you look at his stats, they just don't quite match up to how well he plays in game. I think compared to Oyongo, he contributes a little bit more. He puts in some better balls, and his crossing is always pretty good when he gets the chance. He doesn't always venture forward as much, though. He's a little bit better defensively and does play quite well. It would take us until the final stages of the game to get one chance to actually score. Benitez finally beaten, an actual assist for our centre-back who won it quite high up in the final third, really. And Mendes plays in Delors, puts it in the back of the net, and you always put money on Delors to score that. One of the top scorers in the league, just behind Neymar, I believe. And yeah, good goal from Delors. And it would mean we would go ahead and hopefully pick up the win here if Nice wouldn't score in the final stages of the game. Guri takes the shot and it's a good save from Omlin, and it meant that we did go ahead and pick up the win. A scrappy win, I would say. We were a little bit poor again, just finishing wise. We're just lacking that sort of final, the final shot. We're just sometimes missing our chances and fluffing our lines a bit. Luckily, we've got players like Delors and Laborde up top to just be a little bit more clinical up top, and they're probably the difference between us drawing those games and winning those games. Defensively, again, we weren't amazing. We conceded a couple of chances, but definitely much better with our usual back five, and obviously Omlin is always in goal and getting another clean sheet in that game. Overall, though, quite happy with that, and I think actually towards the end, I'm not sure I showed it, but there were 6 added minutes in that game. It was only 1 added minute or 2 added minutes, and the referee decided to just continue playing on the game. So it was a little bit tense towards the end, but overall I think a deserved win. And we headed into this next game against Lens, still unbeaten, and we started the game off pretty well, going ahead and winning the game in the 60th minute. Really nice bit of play, and from a free kick I decided not to jump in here as I wanted to see how the simulation would go. Should have probably jumped in, really, as Kakuta puts it in the back of the net, making it 1-1, rescues a point for Lens, and means that we actually go ahead and draw that game. We should have won that. Just the stats at the end, they had 1 chance and scored, and we had multiple chances again and didn't score all of them. So we headed into this final game of today's episode against Rennes, or Rennes, Stade Rennes. Now, they have got a much stronger lineup than they do in real life. Mendy obviously starting in goal. Camavinga is a good player who's obviously still there in real life. But the big man up top, Rafinha, the Leeds man nowadays, is still playing for Rennes because obviously I didn't have the final patch for transfers when I started this career mode. So there are going to be a couple of transfers you'll see dotted about the first season that probably aren't realistic. After that, I think it'll just level itself out where realistically, all the transfers may have been made, but they've moved to different clubs now, or they've stayed at the same club and they've transferred back. Who knows? But I think overall in this first season, that's going to be the only time where the weird transfers you'll see. And after that, I think it'll level itself out. We headed into this game though. Again, as I said, good form. We were still unbeaten in the league. 1 win in the last 3 though is not great. But conceding only 2 goals in 3 games as well is much better than we have been in recent games. And we were hoping to improve our defensive record, as previously we've been conceding 3 or 4 games per game. However, the first half was just a snooze fest. Really, really boring. Nothing much happening. And Rennes were just too good defensively for us to break down. And Mendy was making some very good saves for them. And to be honest, Omlin was making some good saves for us in goal, and it was sort of a battle of the defences in that first half. Second half, though, we were able to break down Rennes a little bit better as Laborde gets through the back line finally and goes ahead and slots that past Mendy. Doesn't matter how good he is in-game, he's not stopping that one. Gaëtan Laborde picking up his first goal of the episode, actually. I'm not sure who scored this episode. It's been an episode of very few goals, and you can see there my manager Avatar very happy with picking up the hopeful winning goal in this game. And we were trying to extend our lead here. Gaëtan Laborde again played through and trying a little bit of trickery here. He's got 5-star skills now. He's I wasn't necessarily training his skills, but because of the drill, the training drill I'd been putting him on, it's over time just increased his skills to 5-star skills. So a little bit of trickery there, but a good save from Mendy. Sadly for us, we would sort of concede there at the end. You can tell I'm a little bit disappointed because when I watch it back, just the defending from me was poor. I leave a man by himself in there, and of course it is his first goal of the season as he goes ahead and brings Stade Rennes back into the game. And really, from that second half, we were much better. And I just think in the end, we just lacked a little bit of defensive quality right at the end, switched off and conceded, and it meant that we were going to have to drop those 2 points and have to deal with it. It was an away game though, and I think Rennes are one of the better teams in the league. You can just see here though, I wanted to mention the AI actually did change formation. They didn't start with a 3-back formation, and you can see how they actually decided to bring on a sub, go a bit more attacking, and clearly it worked for them. They had a few more men forward, and it just overcrowded our box and meant they got the chance to go ahead and score, and they took it. So really interesting. I've never seen the AI change formation. I think even in previous FIFAs they've not done that, and now they're starting to change formation, which is really cool. I really like that, and that's a really cool feature. It's not even a feature, but it's really cool that it's been added, because it's just a little bit more realism. If a team goes down, they've got a chance. They're 1-0 down, they've still got a chance in the game. Changing formation is always going to do something, and it clearly did in that game. But that is going to spell the end of today's episode. I do hope you enjoyed watching. As you see from this end clip in the Ligue 1 table at the midway point, we are quite happily achieving our objectives. We're not mid-table, and we're not even close to mid-table, really. We are 4th place. I believe that's Europa League spot in this. I need to check before we end the season so I know what we've got next season. But 4th place, really, really good. I know we've still got a good half of the season to get through and a January transfer window to hold on to our players, but I'm feeling positive. I think we can maybe get Europa League football at the end of the season. But that's going to be the end of the episode though. Hope you enjoyed watching. Do leave a like if you enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you for the next episode of the Montpellier career mode very soon. So thanks for watching, and goodbye.